What is going on? I am Quincy Avery, the quarterback consultant. Welcome to this Lockerverse U exclusive brought to you by Lockerverse. Tap in for exclusive content and stay connected. Today, I'm joined by NFL legend, superstar, former running back for the Tulane Green Wave, Matt Forte. Matt, what it do? How you living?
What up, Q, man? I'm good. I'm good, bro.
Man, I'm trying to make it out here. I'm
I hear
trying
you.
to make it. Today we're gonna give fans a little bit of a rundown on the college football season that's underway, a few cool storylines. You're gonna give us a little breakdown on the Tulane Green Wave football program and what you're looking forward to this season and beyond. And then finally, you're gonna give us some upcoming picks for this week in college football. But before we get too far, did you get the opportunity to see Tennessee and their new 10% increase in ticket prices trying to pay for them players?
Yeah, actually, I did, man. And the good thing about it was I didn't have to pay for it. One of my good friends, her father played at Tulane, at Tennessee,
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, 70s, 80s, I think in the 80s. And I got to go to the game with him because I was there for something that they were doing at their house. And man, I went to the game and man, I didn't even realize it because obviously I didn't pay for the tickets. But that is an interesting take that they would, upcharge 10%. I think, I could see the Bears doing something like that in the in the NFL. Like,
Because they
man,
that fucking cheap, huh?
because they pay these quarterbacks that are average and below average $100 million. I'm speaking up for the running backs. It's ridiculous. So they paid him all that money to be like. Let's talk about Daniel Jones for a second. Like,
He just got a bag.
100 mil, but y'all let Saquon go. I know he dropped the ball on Monday Night Football, but anyway, man, I think it depends on the actual fan base. They probably did some analytics and studied their fan base. Like, look, if we upcharge it 10% and it's going to the players, they not gonna mind. They go in there to watch the players, to watch the game, and to be involved. So like. I guess it depends really on that fan base and that school. Now you try that at like, a school like, ULM or
Georgia Tech.
Georgia. Yeah, they ain't really gonna go for that. I don't think 10% upcharge. They like, does something else come with it besides the money going to the players? They trying to get something out of the deal as well. So I think it depends on the fan base and the school.
Yeah, my issue is that I feel like they wanna put almost fans against players, right? And it's gonna create a bit of contention. And now when fans see a player that they feel like they're paying out of their own pocket struggle, they gonna have to look at Twitter now and see fans talking crazy. They gonna be
Crazy,
talking outside
crazy.
the side of their neck, talking to these folks, calling them everything but a child of God. And at the same time, they've been paying college football coaches $8-10 million a year for quite some time, and they never talked about, hey, let's do a 10% increase in ticket prices XYZ to make
Yeah.
sure we pay these coaches.
See, it's going more towards that pro model. I encountered a guy, I think my third or fourth year in the league, and the dude, walked up, saw him on the street in Chicago. He was like, "Hey man, can I get this or get that?" And I was like, "I don't have nothing with me. Like, I don't have no, I don't just carry around memorabilia and stuff like
Hey
that."
man, let me get a jersey. I know you
Yeah.
got one in the car real quick. Let me
I'm
hold
like,
that.
I'm like, homie, I ain't got nothing with me. Like, what you talking about? And so he kind of like got upset, and I was just like, well, whatever. So I just walked off. He was like, "Man, I pay your salary." And so I turned around and said, "You don't pay a damn thing for me. The Bears pay me. Like, I don't care how many tickets you done bought. You ain't paying nothing for me." So like that whole, it kind of gives them that leeway to talk crazy, and that's what's gonna start happening because you already see it in the pro arena. It's gonna start happening in college football. And my thing about it too is when it come down to it, they do pay coaches a lot of money, to coach. Now, coaching is a specific job, especially to the successful ones that earn it to put in those hours and all that stuff. But at the same time, is it gonna turn into the model like the pro when they ask guys to restructure their contract, to restructure? Like, can you take a pay cut, when you're not producing like you should be or something? Because when it comes down to it, I'm like, when are the coaches gonna get asked? Hey, we need to take we need to have y'all take a pay cut because we got to pay these players a little bit more, and they're the ones putting the product out on the field.
Yeah, and I don't think people see enough. Like, I know when we were playing, you would get medically retired. Like, we don't think you're good enough for this scholarship anymore. We're gonna figure out a way to get you off the team. You gonna be here, but you're gonna be medically retired. Like, they're always gonna figure out a way. And I've seen guys, because now all the big schools, everybody in the team gets some sort of NIL money, and it's not pay for play, but it's always gonna be amended by how well you're playing or how poorly you're playing.
Yeah.
Right? It's gonna be at the end of the season, so it is a pro model at this point, and they're going to see teams do a better job of managing a salary cap or how much money they have budget allocated to each position. I'm sure the quarterbacks are still going to get paid more than the running backs, um, even at the college level. But we're going to see teams really like start incorporating general managers. Like Alabama has a GM in which they pay $1 million a year to. Good friend of mine, Courtney Morgan, like he's getting $1 million to be a GM of a college football team, and you just seen Woj left ESPN to be a GM of a college basketball team. So these GM positions are gonna become bigger and bigger, but there's also bigger money out here. There's TV money. Why are they not using that money to figure out how to break down and pay these players?
Yeah, that's a good question. Probably because they don't want to allocate that to the players. These TV deals are huge. I know when we went through the CBA bargain in 2010, and there was the lockout in the off season, the owners didn't even want to release the TV contracts, which was in discovery, and so they were like finding a way where, because they were crying the whole thing. The whole point was that we don't want a revenue share with all the teams because the Dallas Cowboys market is way bigger than the Cleveland Browns market. And that may be true, but at the same time, they wouldn't release the funds as if they were not making money off of the TV deals as well. So when it comes to stuff like that, it's something is being hidden where they don't want to allocate it to where where the product is being shown.
Yeah, and I think that it's a little bit of funny math. And by funny math, I mean they're going to charge everybody for this football money. The guys are getting paid already in football. Nico is already making $2 million a year. But they're using this money to pay for all the other sports, which don't have as many fans, right? And I don't think people understand enough of the economics of college sports. Football and basketball, they're going to be good. They're going to make this money, but they always are the people who end up paying or funding all the other sports. The baseballs, the field hockey, like a bunch of stupid shit. I shouldn't say stupid because it's important to them, but it's stupid to me. A bunch of shit that everybody else ain't watching. So I want to see how teams continue to work their way around it and continue to pay folks. But one of the guys I want to talk about who's getting paid and who's earned this bag is one of my early college standouts, Cam Ward. Left Washington State, thought about entering the draft, decides to go to Miami. And that boy been over 300 every single week. You know what I'm saying? So he's off to a hot start. Have you got a chance to see him play?
Yeah, he looks good, man, out there. And I think he definitely surprised a lot of people, because sometimes when you make a transition like that, it is hard to get your footing and then to come out like he has come out. And I think that's the reason that Miami is riding high right now is because of that. And his ability to come out and have a fast start the way he has. So, man, kudos to him. He looks good out there. But I mean, there's a lot of other cats too that's been like that in the college ranks. I mean, look at Arch's start his debut. I was not expecting the wheels that he had on that one run, but he also threw the ball. I mean, 4 touchdowns and you only threw 12 passes. That's crazy.
Yeah, he had a good start. I don't want to be. So I'm like, yo, Arch, you played great against University of Texas San Antonio. Like he wasn't playing against SEC level talent, but what is impressive to me is, as a backup quarterback, a lot of times you'll see some of those guys not prepared at the level in which they should. Arch obviously prepared that week as if he was a starter, and I say that because you saw him work through progressions. I saw him hit a post on the alert, right? Like, they go quarters. He knew, let's be alert for this post. Like, little things like that, you could tell he studied. He prepared. He was ready to go out there and be successful. And that's a lot easier to do when you're going against like a top level team. Be like, yo, I better be on my shit because if I go in this game, I got to be. He's going against Little Sisters of the Poor, but he was still able to be out there prepared, and that shows me a lot like about that Manning name. Like, if you're a Manning, you're gonna be prepared, and that's what
Yeah.
he is. He was ready to go out to be successful. Well, I mean, 9 of 12 is nothing to bat an eye at 75%. But I'm gonna jump back to Cam Ward real quick. He someone who did the transfer portal. Like he transfer portal 2 times. Incarnate Word to Washington State. Washington State getting ready to go to the draft. And that's it. The cool part now is teams do have NIL money. Like they were able to pay him to come back and play another year at the University of Miami. That helped the University of Miami because they're winning football games and they weren't going to be able to win football games without him. And that helped him because they had him pegged as like a 7th-round draft pick last year. So he's going from that 7th-round pick to being one of the best college quarterbacks. And it's all possible because of NIL, like them offering money in the transfer portal. So he's someone who, like you said, it's tough to go in that situation and be successful, but he dominated this offseason. I got to talk to people at the University of Miami. They were telling me stories about he had one of his receivers working out with those guys, with Lamar Jackson. You know, all the NFL quarterbacks are down there, and they're working out with him. He said, hey, man, you need to bring your ass down here with me. So making his guys go from working out with them, following up, and working with him, like, to me, that says a lot about who he is as a quarterback.
I like that. And I like that, too, because, easily they could get blinded by the glitz and the glam of, man, it's Lamar Jackson or it's whoever that's down there, because I worked out in Miami, too. And but he's like, that's the leadership quality. That's the intangible part that you look for in a quarterback for him to say, look, them boys ain't throwing y'all no passes. I'm throwing the passes. So come work out with me if y'all want to actually go and be in the NFL because I'm the one to be throwing y'all the ball.
Exactly. And you saw him talking even bad to Shedeur Sanders for being late to a workout. So it was so cool to see all that. But Shedeur Sanders' teammate is someone who I think is, man, I don't know if there's many people like him. Like, I've watched football for a long time. To watch somebody line up every play at receiver, then go, I'm going to go line up every play at DB. How do you feel when you look at, I mean, you've played at the highest level. When you look at somebody doing things like that, what do you think?
Yeah, obviously, man, it's him. He's being able to show his athleticism because, cats can be good to great at one position, but to be top notch at 2, that's rare. That's a rare talent that's on the field, and then also the willingness to be like, because he could easily be like, man, look, I'm tired, bro. I'm line up every play on offense. I don't want to go out, or I line up every play on defense, or I'm returning kicks. I'm doing this, and he's got a selfless act towards it where I'm a playmaker. I'm trying to get the ball in my hands every way I can, and if that means I got to line up on O and D, and I'm even when I'm tired because I'm played majority on this side or the other side of the ball, that shows his ability to not just the leadership part, but also his ability as an athlete and to be dedicated. Like, I'm gonna get in shape enough. That's what I did my senior year. Was I knew when we had a new coach come in, and in spring football he was like, look, I don't watch film. You the best thing out here. I'm gonna give you the ball every play. So I did double workouts that summer. I would show up in the morning, do the workout, run in the 1,000 degrees in Louisiana, and then go back. I had a summer job in a little class, did that, and I go back at night. So I knew I was gonna get the ball every play, and that's why I had like 48 carry games, 38 carry. You know what I mean? Like 200-yard games, 300-yard games. He's doing the same thing, man. He prepared himself, like we talked about preparation earlier. When you prepare yourself like that, you can go out there and excel, and that's what he's doing.
Man, those are crazy things, but the craziest thing that you just said to me was you had a summer job when you was out here putting up these numbers.
Ain't no NIL.
Wasn't no NIL, but a booster should have been giving you some better handshakes. Hey, Tulane, we need y'all boys to step it up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure my boys is right. We got the NIL now, so it's all legal, all above board, man. Hit the hand. But as we, that means a lot. But we talking about Tulane now. I like a lot of what you guys got. Some talent. You got a young quarterback, right? Darian. I heard about him this offseason. Just to see him. So Ty Thompson comes in. He's a transfer from Oregon. everything we thought was like he was going to be the guy. But for Darian, I don't know what Darian did throughout this offseason to propel himself from behind Ty, a top tier talent, and the lead 11 kid. You know what I'm saying? Everything you hear about him is like he's a really good player. For Darian to take the starting role, it's got to mean a lot, like for the program in terms of like where it's going and what you guys can continue to do.
Yeah.
Did you?
I'm excited about that because especially a young guy coming in, brand new coach, which Coach Summerall is kind of not new because he's been around at Tulane before. But I spoke with them a couple months before the season started, and a couple weeks before the season started, and I would talk with Coach Summerall, and just I love, first of all, him as a coach. He's not like a new school kind of coddle the kids, kind of just let them do what they do, and we'll try to guide them in the right way. Now, he's an old school kind of head coach where it's hard-nosed, like we're going to work hard, we're going to practice, we're going to do this, but we're going to do it the right way. And man, he was telling me about the quarterback position or battle that they were in camp. And he was like, we're in a really good place. It's a problem, but we have a great problem to have where you got guys competing that are really good, and it's hard to pick which one because, like, Ty Thompson coming in from Oregon, you like, oh yeah, he's probably gonna be the starter. He looks the part. He's talented as well. And then Darian comes out of nowhere as not really out of nowhere, but he's the one who they weren't really banking on being the starter. And he comes and shows, and obviously he won not only the coaches, but he's won the team over. And to show you what kind of coach that Coach Summerall is, I've been around coaches who will say like, this guy's got a little bit of seniority on him, and this, maybe we'll start him because he looks the part, and that's what everybody thinks should be the starter. No, it came down to the performance and the production out there in camp, and he won the job fair and square. Now they still put him in with his little packages here and there to do some things, but it's cool seeing that we have really good talent with depth. And that's something that's been not something that I was used to when I was at Tulane, but that's something that has grown as Tulane has grown as well.
Yeah, y'all been able to add real transfers. Mario Williams out of USC, Shaz Preston out of Alabama. You know what I'm saying? You guys got real talent at a lot of spots. So an amazing tight end in Alex. And then you got Makai. Matter of fact, Makai been balling. Let me show you a play from Makai, and I'm like, okay, I think he got something, right? He's gonna be a real player. So let's dive into this real quick. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
All right, let me know if you need me to speed up the film or slow it down, but they're gonna shift, and we're gonna get into like some single back power.
Oh yeah, I remember this play. Yep. Yeah,
now,
let's see this version right here. See, this is key right here. Single back power, motion to shift the tight end over. Now look how they got those wide, 3 techniques. That's perfect for power.
Three techniques. So we got double 3 technique here.
Now, they go to back blocks. The guard, the puller doesn't even go in the hole, which he misses the hole. And you got a guy coming off the tight end.
He's supposed to be in
he's supposed to be in there. You're supposed to be like the running back. Like, look at the hole, son. But he runs into the back of it, and that's as a running back. You like, you go back and watch film. You're like, what are you looking at? But we go back. They got 2 guys, almost 3 in the hole right here. This is what separates, and this is what makes Makai special right here. He's not just a guy that's out there running for what's being blocked. You got 2 guys in the hole. He makes a quick move to the right, and then physically runs through the dude, and then he gets 10, 20 more yards on that play, 10, 15 more yards. So the play's blocked for 4.5, but he gets 15, 18 yards on that run. When the pull, it didn't work out the best way. They had the puller didn't do his job, but he's got 2 guys in the hole, and he made 1 miss, and then he ran through the other one. So that's big, and you can see he's got a low center of gravity. He's got good balance and good power, and that's what makes a guy, and good vision. That's what really makes a running back, different at this level.
Yeah, it's talent all over the field, and you can tell, like, They didn't win those games against Kansas State, which is like a top 15 team. They didn't beat Oklahoma, but they're right there. Like they're on the doorstep, and you see like okay, they're building something special. You got a young court. You got a lot of young pieces,
Yeah.
a lot of talent. It's gonna be interesting to see how this team continues to mature. I feel like they got a chance to win a conference championship just based on all the things that I've seen. They kept a lot of folks on defense, and I think the head coach does a great job. So it's gonna be continue to see them continue to get better and continue to grind it out.
Yeah, I'm excited about the growth that is in the forums right now because, like you said, they played some after week 1 and week 2 and week 3. That's two pretty good teams. You got Kansas State and Oklahoma, and they were especially with Kansas State, they were in the game the whole time, and they let the quarterback with his legs run a little bit too much and gave that game up. But even with Oklahoma, man, they were seemingly out of it, and they had a pick six. Grubb, caught a pick six and returned the thing to the house. And so their defense is playing well. Offense has some talent and some young guys too that I'm excited about the growth. And this, a lot of people will write, even the fans were writing Tulane off like, Coach Fritz left, and we got a new athletic director, we got a new head coach. Like all that transition is not good for the continuity of the team. It might not be good this year, but they've come out, even though we're 1-2 right now. I think this conference play is going to be up for grabs, and I think we have a good team, and that's good enough to play to win the conference as well, bro.
Yeah, they got a lot to be excited about, and I'm excited about this weekend in college football. All right, it ain't a ton of good games. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm more of an NFL fan myself. But the games that we got Tennessee versus Oklahoma. You gotta let me know who you feeling in this game.
Man, I see that Tennessee is ranked 6, and I'm kind of like, why are they ranked 6? Because like I said earlier, I went to the game and they played Chattanooga, and they obviously beat the brakes off of them. But I wasn't looking at who they were playing. I was looking at their offense and how they performed. And the quarterback that they have there, he seemed to be slow on the trigger when it came to his progressions, and he's playing against Chattanooga, and like sometimes the crowd would see the open guy before he would actually release the ball. And now when you start to play against the Oklahomas of the college football arena, you ain't gonna have that time like that back there to do that. And he made a couple of inaccurate long ball throws to some wide open receivers. So for this game, I'm going with Oklahoma. They got to go into Oklahoma and beat them. I don't think Tennessee is, even though they ranked, better. I don't think they're gonna go into Oklahoma and beat them. And then
I got them skull dragging Oklahoma.
Really?
Here's a reason. Yeah. So I agree with you on the quarterback 100%. But I think that they run offense so fast. Like the tempo in which they run plays makes it so difficult for defenses to do anything exotic. You never have to worry about pressure. And then they stretch out the defense sideline to sideline. So there's so much space you have to cover that you got to start showing rotations so early, right, that you know that the pressure's coming. The coaches, they all look over. They see pressure. They just change the play, and they get in the perfect play for the pressure. And then, yes, I don't think he's super accurate right now, but they put so much stress on the secondary, just making you, hey, we're just going to push the ball down the field over and over. Like you said, he's going to miss on a couple. But what else he's going to do? He's going to hit on a few because they take these shots so regularly that the defense just constantly like, damn. And then you watch Oklahoma's quarterback versus Tulane. He struggled. He's struggling right now because he's just not seeing the field at all. Like, at least buddy from Tennessee is going to miss on, like, shots. I'm seeing Arnold miss on, like, simple curls, like easy throws. I'm like, I just need you to make these. And that Tennessee defense is nasty. I don't know what Oklahoma has, like, defensive-wise, but it's always tough playing those, just like them old Baylor offenses where they just used to get sideline to sideline. We about to run fast. We about to play basketball here. Y'all better figure it out and see if you can score with us. And I don't think Oklahoma can score at the level of Tennessee. But I see what you see quarterback-wise.
Yeah. I'm just basing it off the quarterback play that I saw, but at the same time, you brought up some good points with that because they do spread that joint out, and when it comes to the pace, of the game, and you don't allow them to adjust, and then you got to show your hand early, then I think they do that on purpose because they know quarterback wise. I need to do that so that when we can't get the blitzes and we
I
can't
need to help
get the
him out.
exotic loose, I'm helping him out. And I gotta put my football brain, my college football brain on, because I'm thinking about the NFL, like, because you get exposed, when you go to NFL. Everybody in the college, when the coaches make it easy for you, it's like, yeah, you could try to do that in the league, but it's like it don't work like that.
You're gonna be in fucking trouble because the hashes is so tight. Like the game is not the same game. Like
No.
people think college football and NFL is the same. It's so different. Just the style in which you gotta play. NFL, you just trying to have it a one score game in the fourth quarter, and you gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
College, they're not trying to make nothing close. We just trying to. We hope that we don't got to think about. We don't got to manage no clock. We just out here playing ball. Other game, we got
Yeah.
USC versus University of Michigan. What are you thinking there?
Uh, I've seen Michigan struggle this year. That's like a national championship hangover thing that you've seen, pretty often in the college football ranks. But they have a lot of departures on their team, and I think SC beats them. I think SC beats them. I think they beat them not even in a close game. I think Michigan is trying to find out their identity and who they are now.
I hate to agree with you, but I have to. Right? I watched USC that first game. I was really impressed by the quarterback. I thought he did a really good job coming in for Caleb. So I'm impressed by him. Michigan just benched their quarterback, so they got Alex Orji coming in. He's gonna be the guy there. They're gonna have to do different things with Alex Orji than they did with Dylan Warren, and I think that they're gonna be in a situation where Alex Orji is gonna be able to run the football a lot from the quarterback position. So I think they might be able to slow the game down a bit, but I just think that there's too much firepower for USC. They got a ton of receivers, a quarterback who's an elite distributor of the football. It's going to be really hard for Michigan to keep up with them. But they got some dogs on defense, so they can make it close, make it ugly, slow the game down, get Alex Orji running. I think they got a chance.
Yeah, I second that because when it comes to that quarterback and the guy getting benched and then the other dude gets that opportunity, sometimes in college you can't, you don't have a lot to study on somebody when they coming in. And so you never know what might happen and be like, where this dude come from? He just took advantage of that opportunity. But at the same time too, SC's got some big time guys who can fly on the receiver room. And then Michigan's defense, and they're in Ann Arbor, so they got that going for them. But no, I think SC beats them this weekend.
Yeah, we are aligned. But let's get into the first year of the 12-team playoff. I'm going to look at this top 25. I'm going to tell you, let's just alternate. I say a team, you say a team. We're going to try and round out this top 12 this year with the reminder that one of these teams is going to be a group of 5 division champion. I think that's how we're doing it. Yeah, that's how we're doing it. All right, so I'll let you get the first team.
Well, as a first pick, you got to go with, definitely who was in the ship last year. So I'll say Georgia.
We got Georgia first. All right, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna go from the group of 5 team, and I'm gonna take UNLV. UNLV has beat 2 Big 12 teams already. They have been dominating. They got an offense that is both unique and creative in the go-go offense. Marion is doing a tremendous job as the offensive coordinator there. Black, young OC. Super happy to see what he's doing. So that's where I'm going to go with my first team in the playoffs.
I see. With the UNLV, I think I'm going to go with, instead of the easy pick, this time I'll go with Memphis. Gotta represent for that conference.
Okay, so we got 2 group of 5s. Then I'm gonna take a little safer route. I'm gonna go with the University of Miami. I think the ACC is so poor this year that there's no chance that they don't win it.
I like that, especially with the way
Cam Ward out there
Cam Ward
balling
out there balling,
like
bro.
an athlete with no jumper.
For sure. It's hard picking these joints because some of these schools I just don't like.
Just don't like them as people.
Yeah, I just don't like them. You know?
I just don't like who you are. I don't like what you stand for.
I definitely can't pick LSU because I just, can't do it. Let's go with not Clemson because we just talked about them, bro. The ACC. Let's go with Texas.
That's a good safe pick.
Good safe one.
I'm a follow behind that, and I'm gonna take Oregon just because I don't think that there's a ton of depth in the Big Ten in the same way that there was before.
I'm gonna go with the winner of this weekend's matchup in SC.
Okay, I like it. Well, we got some people who I know gonna be in this thing, so let me not leave them out. I got Ohio State.
Absolutely, that's one. The obvious. Yeah, Alabama. They're going to be in it.
I figured you would go there. Now, you had some real questions about this team earlier. You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go Ole Miss. Ole Miss, I think that their schedule is a little bit easier than some would think. And I think Ole Miss making the college football playoffs is going to be the reason that Lane Kiffin does not take this Florida job.
Damn.
Playoffs don't start till the middle of December. Signing day this year is going to be early December. They switched all that up, so it's different now. So it's going to put them in a tough spot. He'll be taking his team to the playoffs.
So with it being 12 teams now, I think I'm going to surprise you with the team that I don't even know why Notre Dame is on the top 25 right now. I'm going to go with Northern Illinois.
Wow.
I'm going to pick them, man. I'm going to pick them. I'm hoping for them to keep winning.
Well, I got this next pick for me is out of Penn State and Missouri. And I'm going to go Penn State just because I feel like they're going to be a one-loss Big Ten team at top 2 losses. They're going to lose to Ohio State like they do every year. And they may lose another. So we got some teams that I think are pretty talented who we didn't put in here. We got Tennessee, Mizzou, Kansas State. You said you didn't like Oklahoma, and I knew you weren't going to pick LSU.
Yeah. Out of the ones we left off, the only one I bat an eye at is Oklahoma. But at the same time, I think you convinced me to go otherwise because Oklahoma's quarterback definitely struggled last week, and I don't see the growth in this season of just being like astronomical leading up towards the playoffs. I think he has a low ceiling, and I'll go with that.
Low ceiling is never something that you want to hear.
Behind your name, no.
My dog got a low ceiling. That's not promising. But I appreciate you. We had a blast on Lockerverse U. Make sure y'all tap in, subscribe, and stay up to date on all our content. We want to appreciate you, Matt, for jumping on and making this show special.
Nah, man, it's been a pleasure talking to you, man. You are the guru, so we love being on the content joint with you, bro.